Hello. So we're talking about solving this or helping with the affordability crisis. And one of the things we're doing is owner financing, and we're owner financing in lower cost areas. And we are borrowing private money. And people ask me, what happens if this happens? What happens? So I'm going to go through all the possibilities and why I want to tell you how I think this is as close to as a sure thing as possible. So let me just explain. So when you lend to us, right? So I just have one now where we're borrowing $25,000 from a private lender. You get 12% on a 5-year amortization. They're going to get, I think, $551.11 every month. Basically, they're giving us 25,000, and they're getting back like 33 and a half, 34,000 over 5 years. Get monthly payments. So what can go wrong? So we're selling the property sort of to somebody else, even though we're keeping the deed. And I'm going to talk about how this works tomorrow. This was completely foreign to me because in New York, these things can't happen. You can't be the bank in New York because it takes a decade to foreclose and 2 years to evict. But we're doing this in cities where we know we can evict within a month or two. So the number one question I get for people lending us money is, well, what happens if the guy who's paying me stops paying? So first of all, a couple things. We can evict this guy within 2 months, usually quicker than that. We always have a reserve, always, because we get a sort of down payment from them. And we obviously have money also. So we always have a reserve so that we can continue to make payments to you. So you continue to get payments regardless of whether that guy's paying us. And again, we can get somebody out and somebody new in there very quickly. Another question I get is, what happens if the house burns down? So you're insured for your investment, usually much more than your investment. So you're going to get paid all your money if the house paid, all your money if the house burns down, if lightning hits it, whatever it is. You are insured. You're listed as a secondary insured. People say, well, what happens if the guy like messes the property up? So I can tell you from experience that the people that we sell this to usually improve the property right away. Usually within a month or two, the property is better off and worth more than when we started. And after 6 months to a year, the property is worth significantly more because they are treating it like it's their home, even though the deed is still in our name. And again, we'll talk about more of that tomorrow. So they are going to treat the property great, and they're going to improve it, right? This is why I like it, because I don't have to do the work to it, and I don't have to fix anything that breaks. So to me, this is much better than owning rentals, much better. Even though you don't get the appreciation from the rental or the depreciation of the tax benefits, it's still a better situation. I've been a landlord. I know what it is to be a landlord. It's a pain, and I prefer this much more. But from you as a lender, there are very few things that go wrong. If I get hit by a bus, there are instructions in place where you're going to continue to get paid until you're paid off in full. Everything is in place so that if you lend us the money, you get all the money. So usually it's $30,000 that you're going to lend us, and you will get $667.33 every month. You get it automatically sent to your account. Basically, you're giving us 30, and you're getting back like over 40 in the course of 5 years. And sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, but that's the basic gist of it. So I'm challenging you to test me as to what could possibly happen here that would go wrong. Remember, we're going to get into more details tomorrow, but from what I see, there's almost nothing that go wrong. So if somebody stops paying, we just sell it to somebody else, and we usually have a backlog of tons of people. I can tell you on the property that I'm doing now in Toledo, I have dozens of people asking me about it. So it is solving the affordability crisis. People can't afford to own. We do not do any background checks or credit checks. They give us a deposit. They pay us every month. If they stop paying, we simply evict them because we still have the deed in our name. And when they finish paying us off, they get the deed, and that's what it's an agreement for deed. It's very simple. It does not work in New York, but it works in a few places, and we only do it in areas where we can replace the occupant quickly. So if you have any questions, please comment, like, share, do whatever you can to help. It really helps the algorithm. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate everyone who's been watching and for your kind words.